Look, I'm a people chaser. I make something out of nothing. I don't want no favor. Everything I got from hustling, food on the table. I bust my ass and break my neck to get that check. I deserve some respect in this motherfucker.
I'm a paper chaser. I make something out of nothing. I don't want no favors. Everything I got from hustling, food on the table. I bust my ass and I break my neck to get that check. I deserve some respect in this motherfucker. 2 years removed from high school, start getting on my grind, applying my dues to the organization, running the game I choose to create a lane and to make a motherfucking move. Funny how I got here, but on the spot flowing, lasting longer than a lot of you niggas coming and going. Every day you let me see, I'ma keep nigga that showing. Even if it's rain, hell sleet, if it's snowing from the middle of the night to the middle of the day, from the dusk to the dawn, I'm about that dough, nigga. Ain't about to be poor, I'ma keep performing on foes with dominant clothes while you motherfuckers going broke, get behind these hoes, nigga. Let's go. She like it when I'm humming, I like it when she sucking. She like a lot of kids and I like a lot of fucking. She like it with my eye roll when I put the clutch and I like a squirting on me, so I keep making the buzzing. But every time I make a nut, I keep a buzzing. Got enough for you, you're hungry and another. Get it back to get your money with my brother.
I'm a people chaser. I make something out of nothing. I don't want no favor. Everything I got from hustling, food.
What it do? What it do? Yeah, you tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. What's happening with it? When y'all step in the building, make sure that you smash on that like button first of all, and then let me know that you in the building. Jump in the comment section, let me know you in the building. What's up with everybody? Yeah, Daryl DeLoach in the building. What's happening with it? Hey, Raw. Macados, Mac of the South, what's good with it? James, what's happening with it? Phil J 508, what's happening with it? Salute. Anthony Johnson, what's good? Mike Ryan, what's happening with it? Yeah, the Queen Sheena is in the building. What's going on, Queen? And yeah, so another great weekend of fights. Another great weekend of fights. We're gonna have a hell of a show today. I'm gonna have a hell of a show for y'all, and it's a lot to talk about. A lot going on. A lot of sideline talking going on. But yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, a great weekend of boxing. Great. Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp. Anthony Yard. I seen that boy Anthony Yard went over there and got his lick back and showed out. You know, Lions in the camp. Yes, sir. Marlon, what's happening with it? Yes, sir. D-Lo 404 Boxing, what's happening with it? The Queen Cassandra Mason is in the building. What's going on with it, Queen? Yeah, a great weekend of fights. A great weekend of fights. You know, great weekend of fights, and a lot of people screaming out a lot of controversy. You got people screaming out robbery. You got a lot of things being said. You know, you got fighters that scared to fight. Come out of the, you know what I'm saying, come out of the woodworks, out of nowhere, coming out the bushes again, sideline talking. So we going to talk about everything that's going on. Dante Hall, what's happening with it? What's going down with it? Yeah, so as y'all come in the building, like I said, smash on the like button. Smash on the like button. Dundada, yeah, no doubt. Great fights this weekend. Juan, what's happening with it, Juan? Yeah, you know, we got a lot to talk about. Seattle Boxing Talk, what's happening with it? Salute. Yeah, so you know, Anthony Yard, he went out, he got his lick back. He got a knockout, a stoppage versus Arthur Linden. You know, a fighter that had beat him before. I didn't get to see the fight, but I saw the highlights of it. Did anybody get to see that Anthony Yard fight this weekend? I don't even know. I was looking for it, but I don't I don't know what they were showing it on. Did any of y'all get to see that fight? Like I said, I saw the highlights. I didn't get to see the fight, but I like Anthony Yarde. You know what I'm saying? Lions in the camp. Let's see what he gonna turn out to be. Hey, Cassandra Mason said she fell asleep during the Cassandra fight. During the Tank fight. She said the struggles of the 40 and over club. Yeah, I actually took me a nap before the fight, so I was good when the fight came on, Cassandra. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to get my nap in. Dundada said Yard looked looked complete different since the first encounter. Yeah, I wanted to see the fight. I was looking for it. I didn't get to see it. Yeah, Dante Hall, Adamas. Yeah, man, he beat Sergey Derevyanchenko. That was a hell of a fight, and that was a hell of a win for Adamas. I would like to. Okay, bam. That's another opponent for Jamal Charlo. Another opponent that Jamal Charlo can get in there with. That's him and Adamas and Jaime Munguia. That's a good fight too. I'm not rocking with Jaime Munguia though, because you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? He got to fight some of them other dudes that's been calling him out, and I don't know if it's him or if it's promoter that's protecting him. But excuse me. But yeah, Adamas, man, he put himself on the map. Yeah, so definitely I would like to see Adamas in there. Like I said, hey, Jamal Charlo ain't been fighting nobody. That's a good fight. He's a fighter that's gonna bring it to you. He's not gonna lay down. He's gonna continue to fight the whole way through. That's a good fight. Let's see him and Jamal Charlo fight, since we know that he's not gonna fight Demetrius Andrade or none of these other top guys. And I got something to say about this Canelo Alvarez situation too. But I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. But did y'all hear that Tyron Woodley, he gonna get his rematch? So in a couple weeks, we're gonna see Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, the rematch. I guess Fury, what's his name? Fury brother, he fell out due to a sickness or some shit. So he had to pull out of the fight with Jake Paul. So Tyron Woodley is stepping in with under 2 weeks notice. So, about 2 weeks notice, Tyron Woodley stepping in. And I don't know. I think Tyron Woodley, the first fight, we seen that he gonna need a full training camp to beat Jake Paul. So, that's gonna be a good one though. I don't know how good of a shape Tyron Woodley is in. I don't know if he's been, training, practicing on his boxing, but I don't know what it is. I don't know, but he's stepping in, and he got 500,000. He got 500,000 extra on the table if he knocks out Jake Paul. So if he can stop Jake Paul gonna pay him 500,000 extra. That's big right there. You know what I'm saying? That's big. What else? Who else we got in the building? Macadon 1. What's happening with it? Salute. Salute to you. Who else we got? Macadose, Mac of the South. What's happening with it? Salute. My man DP Rocker in the building. So yeah, who y'all got? You know what I'm saying? 817 Boxing Beat. There you go. Who y'all got? Y'all got Tyron Woodley. He said Tyron been in the lab, I believe. We gonna see. Because if he not in shape, Tyron Woodley's a big dude. So it's gonna be hard for him to make that weight if he ain't, you know what I'm saying, if he ain't already in shape like that. Yeah, one Adamas is tough. I like to see him in there with Charlo. Mr. Mechanical, what's happening with it? Yeah, so That's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be an exciting fight to watch, though. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul, because Jake Paul can fight a little bit, you know, in there with Tyron Woodley. Tyron, he was begging for that mismatch. I mean, for the rematch. So he gonna get the rematch. It's not under the circumstances that we would all like to see it, because, like I said, he coming in on short notice. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, I feel you, 817. What's happening with it? 503. My man 503 in the building. What's happening with it? And y'all make sure that y'all go sub the 503 line. And I'm gonna drop the link for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Whoever want to get on here and let's talk about what happened and talk about what happened this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Whoever want to get on here. So I'm gonna drop the link in a little while. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna cook on what happened this weekend. And definitely Blue Blood, you're right. Blue Blood did his thing this weekend, went out there and you know, got some great content in. And you know, Blue Blood always grinding, always doing his thing, working hard. So, you know, definitely shout out to Blue Blood. And y'all see how Mauricio Suleiman, did y'all see how Mauricio Suleiman wouldn't answer Blue Blood's question about the WBC belt? You see how Mauricio Suleiman, when Blue Blood asked him clearly, like, you know, what's up? Like, what's up with this whole undisputed thing, you know, and with this WBC franchise belt? He didn't want to answer that. Oh, I'm not answering that question. Yeah, you can't answer because every time you have spoke on that belt, that franchise belt, you gave a different definition of what it is. You continue to tell lies. So, you know what I'm saying? Blue Blood put your back up against the wall and you couldn't say shit, but I'm not answering that. You got another question because, yeah, of course you're not going to answer it because you don't want to tell the 100th lie that you've told, you know, when it comes to that franchise belt. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Dude is crooked. He crooked. But see, you know what I'm saying? And salute to Blue Blood. But see, I was supposed to be out there. I was supposed to be out there, but I wasn't able to make it due to some other things. And if I had a mic in front of Mauricio Suleiman's face, yeah, I would have gave it to him raw. Like, hey, well, what about when you said this? And what about when you said this? Because you gave, you know, every time we ask you about the franchise belt, you come up with a difference. You come up with something different. So how many times are you going to change the rules of what the franchise title stands for? How many times are you going to change? You know, I would have pressed him hard. But, you know, salute to Blue Blood because, you know, he tried to get it up out of him, but Mauricio Suleiman wouldn't budging. Like Mauricio Suleiman, he would have had to walk off from me. For real, he would have just had to get pissed off and walk off. Cause I wouldn't give a damn. Jewels of Life, what's happening with it? But yeah, so like I said, who y'all got in the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul? Who y'all got in that fight in the rematch? Who y'all got in the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul rematch? Hey, 817, you up in here fooling today. I see you. I see you, man. Lee, you up in here fooling today. Hey. Who y'all got in that rematch? Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul. 817, he said he got the wood, man, never rolling with the sucker mothers. Hey, Jake Paul can fight, though. You know what I'm saying? Edgar Robles say Jake by knockout. Okay. Damn. Dada say Jake Paul, he's only getting better and outweighs Woodley. Hey, did y'all see when what's his name? What's Fury brother name? What is the Fury brother name? I can't even think of his name. Damn. What's the Fury brother name that Tyron Woodley was supposed to fight? It was damn, I can't. Tommy Fury, yeah, Tommy Fury. Did y'all see when Tommy Fury came out and he said that Jake Paul refused to take drug testing for the fight? I don't know what that was about, but they ain't really talk about that. Did y'all see that when Tommy Fury came out and he said Jake Paul didn't want to do drug testing for the fight? Sheena said she got Woodley by TKO mid-round. 817 say he feelings over facts when it comes to Jake Paul. Fuck him. Let me see. Drew of Life says, I thought Woodley won the last fight. Nah, Woodley ain't win that fight. I thought Jake Paul won that fight clearly. Drink Father said that's a fact. Paul still got that no KO clause. Nah, he don't, because if Woodley can stop him, he gets an extra $500K. So it ain't no way it could be a no KO clause in the contract if Woodley getting the extra $500K if he can stop Jake Paul. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Tyron Woodley. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact is Woodley taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice. I don't know how good of a shape he's in. I don't know how much he's been training boxing, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Jake Paul for sure. And Jake Paul beat him last time. Woodley has the same problems inside of the boxing ring. We only seen him one time, but he showed the same problems that he had in the UFC. He don't let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? When he let his hands go, he's dangerous. But it's just, that's something mental. We see some boxers do that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get in the ring and I'm gonna let my hands go this time. But when they get in the ring, that whatever they had mentally up there, it just keeps them from letting their hands go. And Tyron Woodley have that problem. And if y'all ain't hit the like button, smash the like button. Smash on my like button if you ain't hit the like button. Smash it. Tyron Woodley, he has that problem. Like I say, he had it in the octagon. It started at a certain point in his career. And, you know, throughout the second half of his career, he wouldn't let his hands go. Well, I ain't going to say the second. Throughout like the second to end half of his career, he wouldn't let his hands go. Did the same shit against Jake Paul. I think he's going to go in there and he's going to do the same thing. And don't think that Jake Paul ain't getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul been training to fight Fury already. So he getting better and better. Antoine Johnson says Woodley been training with he been training with Be the Great since the last fight ended. And if y'all don't know who that is the same guy that trains. Actually, he trains Mayweather a little bit. He trains Adrian Bronner, which I don't know what's going on with him. He in the hospital as we speak once again. You know, he trained. Who else he trains? He trains. He trained a lot of fighters now. You know what I'm saying? He trained a lot of fighters now. So if that's the case, you know, hey, maybe. I would like to see Woodley. I would like to see Woodley knock his ass out. You know, Woodley, my guy. Woodley was my favorite, one of my favorite fighters. Him and John Jones in the UFC. Those are my two favorite fighters. And you know, so I roll with Woodley, but you know, I don't know if he's gonna beat Jake Paul. Yeah, GT the Great. That's why I was looking, man. Threw me off when he said B, because I'm like, man, I know that man ain't no B the Great. I'm like, man, I know GT the Great is, yeah, he trained with, GT the Great. Let me pull it up because I follow him on Instagram. Let me see if I see Woodley and GT the Great get going at it, getting it in. Let me see if he posted anything about Tyron Woodley. You know, he doing some work with Clarissa Shields too. You know what I'm saying? GT doing work with Clarissa Shields, so he really getting his name out there. GT, he came up out of nowhere, you know. Okay, I see Let me see, when is this? This October, though. I don't see. Let me see if Tyron Woodley got anything on his Instagram, because I don't see anything recently with him working with GT. And usually these dudes, when they working, they usually post it on their Instagram. Let me see. Now I see Tyron Woodley. I see him working with an MMA coach, boxing. He doing some work. Let me see what type of shape he look in. I don't know. It just, and it all depends on what type of weight cut he got. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what type of weight cut Tyron Woodley gonna have to cut. How much weight he gonna have to cut? Are they fighting at the same weight that they fought at last time? You know, that's it all depends on all of that. Yeah. Yeah, Texas made realist. What's happening with it? Salute. So it all depends, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see, definitely. And it was one night. And let me I'm gonna start dropping these links, and I'm gonna drop the links, and we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, very soon we're gonna get to talking about what went down this weekend, the fights that we saw this weekend. Well, matter of fact, before I do that, I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez. Before I even drop the links about, you know, and start cooking on these fights, let me talk about Teofimo Lopez. So, Teofimo Lopez, he came out with another excuse saying that, you know, he could have died in the ring, that something with his lungs and all of that, and he was very sick, and he came in the ring that way. And I'm like, well, I didn't see a sick man in that ring. I seen Teofimo Lopez come out the gate like a pit bull that had been chained up for years, was just like a pit bull off the leash. I seen him have a lot of energy, energetic during the fight week, talking about the fight. He was confident and energetic. And so, I mean, he finished 12 rounds. He didn't look like he was like just gassed out and tired. I seen a dude just get beat flat out. But since he's got beat, he's come out with all of these different excuses. Now he's coming out with, you know, with a doctor's note saying that he could have died, and you know, he had, what did he say, fluid on his lungs and all of that, right? So Eddie Hearn, when Eddie Hearn spoke on it, Eddie Hearn was basically calling bullshit. He was like, well, he passed all the exams that we gave him before the fight. He said, I seen him before the fight. He was perfectly fine, energetic. I seen him after the fight. He was perfectly fine. Now, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, he coming out with a doctor's note. He said, I heard nothing about this before the fight. He said, you know, he had to go through all of the protocols to get cleared to fight. So if this were the case, how did he get cleared to fight? And then Eddie Hearn says, look, yeah, that's a doctor's note, but that's from his personal doctor. When our doctors examined him, we didn't find nothing of the sort. That's from, and see, that's the key word Eddie Hearn said. He was like, yeah, but that was from his personal doctor. He got that note from, right? So he's basically telling you, like, these fighters can have their personal doctors can write them up anything. Yeah, Mike 114, he did a backflip after the fight, but he was almost dying and had fluid all over his lungs. Come on now. If they don't cut it out, like, I've never seen nobody, right? I've never seen nobody that comes with so many different excuses on the loss. Like, just take the loss, bro. You got, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you had, you know, it's not like in the it's not like in the Wilder situation when you see the man's gloves flopping around, right? Or you see indentions in the man's whole glove where you can see his knuckles. or your trainer throw in the towel when you tell him not to. It wasn't none of that controversy in the fight. None of that controversy was in that Teofimo Lopez George Kambosos fight. They got in there, you know what I'm saying, and one man clearly beat the other man. Now you just cannot take that you lost the fight to George Kambosos after running around for 6 straight months. He ran around more than that. Shit, we got to say, because so he fought Lomachenko in October of 2020. So he knew that he was fighting George Kambosos by like December. So he ran around, right? This man literally ran around for a year talking about what he was going to do to George Kambosos, talking about how easy George Kambosos was going. You know, he was going to run over him. And then now he had to eat all his words and he just can't take it. You feel me? Like he just can't take it. Mr. Pads say, am I going to make a wrestling show one day? Man, I can't talk no wrestling now. I don't really watch it no more. But in the back in the day, I could talk about some old school wrestling, some NWA, some WWF, you know what I'm saying, WWE back in the, you know, Mid-South, AWA. All that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could talk WCW, all of that. From the 80s to the 90s to like the early mid 2000s. Oh yeah, I could talk about that all day. Now I couldn't tell you nothing about it. But yeah, that'll be hell of a fun show. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some old school with Mr. Bruce Goals, the OG Mr. Bruce Goals. You know, I could keep up with the old school. My memory go far back when it comes to wrestling, old school, but not now. But Cassandra Mason, she need to get on the panel because Cassandra Mason, she could tell you about what's going on now. And KG, what's happening with it? Salute, KG. Yeah, Sting was my guy. You know what I'm saying? The man called Sting, KP. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? And the man was out smoking hookah. He was doing all type of shit. But now you cannot fathom that you lost to George Kambosos because you thought that you were so much better than him. But you wasn't. And he went in there and beat you straight up and down. DP Rocket said the 4 horsemen. Yeah, see, DP, you remember when the 4 horsemen, you remember when they got Lex Luger in the ring and broke his leg? Remember when they broke that was when Barry Windham and all them was running with the 4 horsemen. See, we go back. Jules Alive, salute. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? This dude is crazy. Like, and see, the thing is, until he can accept that he lost and accept why he lost, he ain't gonna be able to get no better. He's never gonna be able to get over this shit. You have to accept that you lost and accept why you lost. Move forward, work on the things that you didn't do or that you need to work on. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. That's it. Simple as that. But you know what I'm saying? He out here acting like a bitter bitch and shit. Like you just lost. Coming up with a new excuse every week. And when you have Eddie Hearn that promoted the fight, when he's calling you out and saying that basically what you're saying is bullshit because they had the doctors check you. They did, you know what I'm saying, all the medicals. You were perfectly fine. Come on now. When are you seeing a dude sick, almost damn near dying, come out like he did when the bell rang? Look how explosive he came out. And like I said, a lot of people making excuses for T.O. like, oh, we didn't see this. I saw the same Teofimo Lopez I usually always see. The only difference is most of the guys, when he lands shots, those big shots like he did on George Kambosos, they not able to take his power. George Kambosos was able to take his power. And one thing George Kambosos was doing, George Kambosos was doing the same thing that Teofimo Lopez was doing to Lomachenko when Lomachenko actually started trying to mount an offense. One thing I said about Teofimo Lopez, right, in the Lomachenko fight, I said every time Lomachenko tried to mount up some offense and he was started, you know what I'm saying, touching up Teofimo Lopez, he never backed down, and he continued to punch in between Lomachenko's shots, right? He just never shelled up and let Lomachenko just beat on him. He always had something to answer for whatever Lomachenko was doing, even during the second half of the fight when Lomachenko started fighting. So George Kambosos did the same shit. He was punching in between all of Teofimo Lopez's shots. And Teofimo Lopez, he always had a problem with defense. He don't get his hands back up, right? So George Kambosos was just a difficult style matchup for Teofimo Lopez. He needs to stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you did have some buildup fluid on your lungs. You know what I'm saying? For having a broke heart because you lost the fight. You know when you get that feeling in your chest? Yeah, that's that feeling he had after he lost the fight. That's all that shit was. But you know, Eddie Hearn said that basically the man is full of shit. Eddie Hearn said, you know, Teofimo Lopez was perfectly fine, doing backflips after the fight, came out in the first round like a fucking pit bull off the leash, and, you know, you just lost straight up and down. And y'all smash on that like button. Make sure that y'all smash the like button. Miami Kid Jay says, a well-prepared Teofimo Lopez beats Kambosos. He needs to stop with the excuses and come back stronger. Teo had Cambo hurt but didn't finish him. Well, like I mean, this is the thing, right? He had him hurt for a second, but the man was he was in great shape and he recovered. You know what I'm saying? We tend to forget that. You know what I'm saying? Now, because you see these referees stopping the fights fast. You got, you know what I'm saying, fighters' daddies jumping up on the ring as soon as they see them get dropped, stopping the fights. But we tend to forget, you know, before this new shit in boxing, we've seen fighters get dropped plenty of times and get back up and win fights. You know what I'm saying? We've seen fighters hurt and be able to recover and go on to fight. So we can't say that, you know, he should have stopped him or all of that. George Kambosos was in great shape and he was able to recover, you know, and he was able to take Teofimo Lopez's power, because that wasn't the first time Teofimo Lopez hit him with some shit. He was just able to take it. Some people got better chins than other people. Just like, look, Daniel Jacobs got dropped by Triple G. But he got up, dusted that shit off, and he continued to fight. You know what I'm saying? So just because you drop somebody and you might hurt him for that moment, you know what I'm saying? If you're in real good, if these fighters are in real good shape and they got a chin on them, they can recover. Cali Fire, what's happening with it? Salute. But yeah. So, you know, I'm sick of all of that bullshit and all the excuses. The man, you just lost, bro. You showed the same flaws that you did in the Nakatani fight. But see, y'all are forgetting he made a gang of excuses in the Nakatani fight, and he didn't even lose that fight. He just had a tough fight. So y'all are making excuses for Teofimo. Well, he wasn't prepared, and it was the weight and this and that. He made a ton of excuses when he had a tough fight against Nakatani. So this is nothing new for Teofimo Lopez to come up with a ton of excuses. It's just now you hearing it more, right? The first time against Nakatani, we didn't really pay attention to it that much because he won the fight. But you go back and pull up all the excuses that he made why he had a tough fight against Nakatani. But see, if you go watch the Nakatani fight and you go watch the George Kambosos fight, he shows you the same flaws that he had in the Nakatani fight and in the George Kambosos fight. If you got an active counterpuncher that's going to punch with you or punch in between your shots, That's his kryptonite. That's his kryptonite because he's not that defensively responsible. He don't get his head off the line. So, you know, that's just what it is. We ain't talking about putting his life on the line for the fans and all that shit. Man, every time these fighters get in the ring, they put their life on the line. You know what I'm saying? They putting their life on the line, and they not doing it for the fans. So you know, most of none of these fighters now is getting in there, doing shit for the fans. That is awesome. Some bull, straight up. These fighters are doing it because they love the sports. A lot of them love the sport, and they doing it for a check. If it was for the fans, tell them to go out there and do it for free then. Like, miss me with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to none of that shit. Cash rules everything around me. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm risking my life for the fans. No, you're risking your life because that's what all fighters do when they step inside those ropes, and you're doing it for a check because that's your profession. You know what I'm saying? It's just like dudes go to the military, right? And then they, you know what I'm saying? They tell you, oh, you know, I was risking my life to fight for my country and this, and that. Oh, that's your decision. You went in the military. That's what you wanted to do because of a job. Like some dudes is crazy. They want to get out there on the front line and kill up some shit. That's just, you know what I'm saying, because they got some screws loose and that's what they go to the military for. So, but the majority of people that go to the military, they're not going to the military like, oh, I want to get out there and risk my life for my country. Man, that's some bullshit. That I want to get out there and get on the front line and risk my life. That ain't, but see, they try to play that role. Like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? That was what your job called for. Straight up. Like, so let's stop faking, you know. But anyway, you know, Teofimo Lopez, he needs to cut it out with this shit. It's like a new excuse every week. But now we're gonna talk about one thing I do want to talk about. Before I drop the link, I want to say this about Canelo Alvarez. So Eddie Hearn, he did an extensive interview talking about on Canelo Alvarez's next move, right? And he talked about Canelo fighting Charlo or getting in there and fighting David Benavidez. And he says that Canelo and Eddie Reynoso really don't see no point in fighting David Benavidez or Charlo. He says that Canelo is looking for challenges, right? He says that, you know, and what is it, you know, what is it going to do for him to go back down and fight David Benavidez, somebody that doesn't have no belt or nothing, right? This is what Eddie Hearn was saying on behalf of Canelo, or when I ain't gonna say on behalf of Canelo Alvarez. I'm just gonna say this is what Eddie Hearn was saying when, you know, asked about Canelo Alvarez's next move after this cruiserweight. And he says that he doesn't see Canelo Alvarez going back down to 168. He said he don't see it. He says because it's nothing there for Canelo except for a big payday. And he says right now Canelo's not motivated by big paydays. He said he's motivated by titles and belts, legacy, right? This is what he said. So he says that he don't see Canelo Alvarez going back down to 168 pounds at all and defending his title. This is what Eddie Hearn said. And so remember, I told y'all, I said, I'm going to let him slide with this going to cruiserweight just as long as he come back down and do what he said he was going to do and go back to 168 and defend them belts. But now Eddie Hearn is saying that Canelo ain't going to go back down and defend them belts. He said after this, he probably going to go to light heavyweight. So he said he ain't fighting David Benavidez or Charlo. I don't really care about Charlo because that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Charlo don't even deserve that fight. Speaking of Jamal Charlo, Golden Boy, you know what I'm saying? They came out because we heard this. We heard Jamel Charlo say this, right? So, well, let me get back on Canelo. So, if he don't go back down, if that is true what Eddie Hearn is saying, I don't like that. That to me is you are avoiding David Benavidez. You're avoiding David Benavidez because you still got him up there at 168 pounds that you didn't beat. And he said that he was going to stay at 168 for a while and defend his titles. You didn't do what you said you were going to do. If this is the case, if Eddie Hearn is telling the truth, you're not doing what you said you was going to do. And now it's looking like you are really ducking David Benavidez, and I don't like that. I don't like that because just like Floyd Mayweather said, David Benavidez can go up to cruiserweight and beat this dude you beating. That's a fact. So why are you not coming down and getting that smoke? I don't like that. So, you know what I'm saying? For everybody that's talking about Canelo coming back down and defending his titles, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And this is what Eddie Hearn is saying. Now, Eddie Hearn, he could just be talking because he don't want Canelo to work with the PBC again, but we're going to have to see. We'll see soon. And T-Bibbs 100, what's happening with it, T? And like I said, T, I'm going to drop the link and we're going to cook on these fights that happen this weekend right now. But I ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling that at all. And so Eddie Hearn talked about him fighting Bitter Beeve and Bivol and them dudes at 175. Now, the guys at 170, those are still tough fights. They're solid fights, right? But people want to see you fight David Benavidez, and I'm a person that you always got to take a man for his word. If he had been like, see, if Canelo had been like, okay, once I become undisputed, once I beat Caleb Plant, I'm planning on, you know what I'm saying? I'm planning on moving up in weight. I'm not planning on defending the title, so it is what it is. But he didn't say that. If he had said that, I would have been like, okay, well, at least he's saying what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But come on. You're not saying that shit. You didn't say that. You acted like that you was going to be at 168 for a while defending the titles. I'm not feeling that. That's some bullshit to me. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, speaking of Jamal Charlo real quick, before I get to dropping these links for, you know, for my peoples. Speaking of Jamal Charlo. So, and that's why I'm not even really tripping that Jamal Charlo not going to get a shot at Canelo because I really don't care. His brother said that he had turned down a fight with Canelo, a contract that he was sent. His brother said that, right? A lot of people was like, oh, Jamel was just hating. Jamel was just lying and because they was getting into it. Well, we heard Eddie Hearn say that he sent a contract to Jamal Charlo to fight Demetrius Andrade, right? A while back, it was like $7 million, right? Then we had, now let's go back now, right? Golden Boy and their team came out and Canelo not with them no more. So they don't have, you know what I'm saying? They don't have no reason to lie on Jamal Charlo. They said that they definitely sent a contract to Jamal Charlo and his team. And they turned it down. They never got back. Right? And like I said, we had, so that's why they said that fight never happened with Jamal Charlo. They said that they sent that man a contract and they basically turned it down. And now let's go back to what his brother was saying, because nobody really knew the details of what Jamel Charlo said when he said, you turned down a contract to fight Canelo. Now this is looking very true now. Golden Boy and them coming out like, yeah, we sent him. We sent Jamal Charlo a contract back then, and he turned it down. Boy don't want no smoke. Telling you that man don't want no smoke. Like, you know, so you telling me all these fighters and promoters are lying on you? I mean, this shit's starting to add up. But anyway, so I ain't tripping about Jamal Charlo because he don't deserve that fight anyway. But David Benavidez, you know, he definitely do. But because he ain't never lost. He you know what I'm saying? That was his title. That WBC was his joint anyway. He lost on the scales. HS973. Well, it ain't speculation if his own brother said. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then the people at Golden Boy, they came out and said it recently. And Canelo ain't even doing business with them. They ain't even in good, they're not even on good terms with Canelo. So make that make sense. You know. But anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop the links. We're gonna talk about these fights that took place this weekend. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna cook on these fights that took place this weekend. You know, so I'm gonna get a few people on the panel. You know what I'm saying? A few of my peoples, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can grab the link, get y'all on the panel. We gonna cook on these fights this weekend because I hear people running around screaming robberies and you know all of this. First, we're gonna cook on the Devin Haney and Joseph Diaz fight, and then we're gonna cook on the Tank Davis and Issa Cruz fight. And y'all smash the like button. You know, we got 180 people in here. Smash the like button. Smash on the like button. You know, hit the like button. You know, the assassin DLJ, what's happening with it? So yeah, smash on the like button. Hit the like button. What's happening with it, Coach?
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
I see you hit me, man. I was painting this shit, man. I had a rough day on Saturday, but I did stop for and watch the Devin Haney fight. That's the only fight I really watched too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Salute.
Yo, Batman, you put mute. What
up, Bat?
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
I'm gonna let you loose on Batman too. I told Batman yesterday, you know, I said I'm gonna get Coach on your ass. I said I heard you and Money over there. You know what I'm saying?
What they were talking about? What they said?
Man, I was saying that, you know, Bill Haney and his son gotta stop talking about they gonna stop somebody and don't get in that position to try to stop somebody. That's all I was saying, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this. You know, this the thing about, I'm not gonna say you back because you know boxing, but like Devin fought a good fight, man. You know, he got everybody. People always saying, man, you know, Devin got hit too much in this fight, bro. This is not Floyd Mayweather, bro. He's not Floyd Mayweather. And people don't understand, Devin's 23 years old. People forget when Floyd was 23. He got popped by a lot of people, bro. You get hit in fights.
Yeah, because Floyd wasn't defensive. He was in the fight.
Right. You get fucking hit in fights, bro. People don't understand. Last night, Tank got fucking hit in the fight.
Well, let me because I'm gonna start with Devin Haney and then we're gonna go to Tank. But I was watching Batman and Money over there, and I don't know if it was they was responding to somebody in the chat, but I remember hearing it Batman, you was in there, so you know I ain't lying. I don't know which one of y'all said it, but said something about to the liking of Devin Haney was hurt several times in that fight. And I said Devin Haney was never hurt in that fight.
I ain't mean to say that. I mean, he got hit some good times, whereas though if that was Tank or somebody else hitting him that got power, I think he would have, you know what I'm saying, he'd have got dropped or got hurt real bad.
But we can't say that because we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like Tank like last night. Okay, I know you don't want to get on Tank. I understand that. But the thing is this, it's boxing. You know that, Bat. You know people get hit. When you fight another elite fighter, another guy who has a high IQ, they're gonna find a way to hit you. It's gonna happen.
Most definitely.
You know, so And JoJo's a good fucking fighter, bro. That's not like he's going in there and fighting a bum. He's fought a fucking good fighter.
So you Keon ain't saying this though, Coach. Keon ain't saying this. He probably came in late where we was assessing, but on the start of it, what I said was Devin Haney fought a good fight. It was a good fight he fought, but him and his father gotta stop saying they're gonna stop people and not going out there at some point in the fight, putting the foot on their gas to try to stop somebody.
So let me say this, right? And before I say this, let me salute to the OG Bruce Goals in the building.
OG, hey, what's up, OG?
What's up, bro?
Salute, Batman.
Bruce, we gonna have to do that show. Hey, Bruce, we're gonna have to do me and you. We're gonna have to do that show, man, to talk about some old school wrestling too, man.
Hey, bro, I'm scheduled to do a show tomorrow morning, 10:30 on 80s wrestling, bro. You're more than welcome to join.
Okay, yeah, let's do that, man. Let's do that. You 10:30. What? That's East Coast time.
Yes, sir, bro.
Okay, so that's like shit. That's 6. That's
early. Hey, man, there's a lot of wrestling to talk about down the line, so you miss one, we do another one sometime.
Okay,
but let's talk some of that dynamite kick-ass boxing we saw this weekend.
Yeah. So Devin Haney, right? Okay, so Devin Haney and Joseph Diaz fought. Before Devin Haney and Joseph Diaz, right? I was one of the ones I was saying this is gonna be a difficult fight for Devin Haney. I expect it to be a difficult fight for Devin Haney because I know that JoJo Diaz he's a very, very good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a very good fighter. I was hearing people saying that Devin Haney was going to run through Joseph Diaz and shut him out, where Joseph Diaz wasn't going to win one round. I heard other people saying that Devin Haney was going to stop Joseph Diaz. Now, this is why I agree with Batman. They need to stop talking about stopping people because he's not a knockout artist. Never has been. I've always said that. I said Devin Haney, he's very skilled, got all the skills in the world. He don't need to be a knockout artist, right? Everybody don't have that in them. Everybody's not a knockout artist. So first of all, and then I said, why would anybody be saying that? Because Joseph Diaz has never even been knocked down. He ain't never even been knocked down. So you telling me a fighter that's not a knockout artist, that don't have power to just stop fighters like that, is just gonna go in there and knock a fighter out with the resume that JoJo Diaz has that never been knocked down. So I wasn't paying attention to none of that shit. I said this was gonna be a tough fight, but I was actually wrong because this fight, Devin made this fight easier than I thought it was gonna be for him. Like, to me, I had Joseph Diaz only winning 2 rounds. 3 at the most. He was mutual station. Yeah. I had Joseph Diaz winning only 2 rounds, 3 at the most, 2 to 3 rounds, right? That's it. Devin Haney, to me, he boxed superbly. He boxed beautifully. Joseph Diaz is too slow to catch up with him. Devin Haney used his range very well. A lot of fighters that have the length like Devin Haney, they don't know how to use their range, right? They get baited on fighting inside, and Devin Haney don't. He keeps his jab hand out there, right? Every time that JoJo Diaz was trying to come in, he kept his jab hand out there. He pulled back, bam, hit him with a hard jab, right? He was using great angles on him, and it was very difficult for JoJo Diaz to get in there inside on Devin Haney. Another thing, right? We talk about Devin Haney don't have that devastating knockout power, which he don't. But one thing he do have, he has respectable power, because you seen him backing up Joseph Diaz a lot in that fight. And you seen when Joseph Diaz would try to come in, he would stop Joseph Diaz in his tracks, and Joseph Diaz would have to, get back on his defense. So that tells me that, yeah, maybe he don't have power to knock you out, but he got respectable power to where you're going to respect him. You're going to respect him before you run it up, because you ain't just going to go up in there with your hands down and not worried about getting hit. That's another thing that he showed me. Diaz, he fought good. He went to the body. He went to the body very well. You know what I'm saying? It took him a long time to slow. It took him a long time to get to Devin Haney, right? It took him a while to get to Devin Haney, to get on the inside. Then he started pressing Devin Haney and getting on the inside, being able to push Devin Haney back to the rope sometimes because Devin Haney started to slow down during the end part of the fight. He started to, and that's like, yeah, you're going to slow down, you know, especially when you got a fighter like Joseph Diaz that's continuously going to the body. But we didn't see that Joseph Diaz as active as he usually is. Usually, Joseph Diaz is very active from round 1 to round 12 or however long the fight lasts. He's throwing a whole lot of punches and he's not stopping. He wasn't like that with Devin. And the reason why is because Devin was catching him with shit coming in to where he couldn't just be going there with anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing if a fighter has respectable power to where they're going to make you respect them like Floyd did. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, he boxed beautifully. He did better than I thought he was going to do against Joseph Diaz.
All right, went down, Joseph, license shit on too.
I thought Joseph Diaz was going to make it a closer fight, but he didn't because, like I said, the key thing to me was Devin Haney's speed and his range. He knew how to use it, and he used it well, and he used that to his advantage. And it was tough for Joseph Diaz to get in. And Devin Haney, he couldn't make Devin Haney fight his fight. He did towards the end, but by that time it was too late. And then when Devin Haney did sit down and fight with him, because Devin Haney sat down and fight with him quite a few times in that fight, Devin Haney was still getting the best of him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had Joseph Diaz winning like 2 or 3 rounds. That's it. I don't know why everybody is screaming. I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, Diaz won, or it was a draw. It was a I don't know what y'all was watching. What the fuck was y'all watching? Like, I don't understand this. It's like these guys don't know shit about boxing. Really don't.
Nah, I ain't never heard that. I heard it now.
I'm saying what I heard. I've heard that. I've heard plenty of people saying that, just going around on different YouTube lives and different channels and reading in the chat. I've heard a lot of people saying that shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Devin Haney won that shit quite easily. To me, you know what I'm saying? He won easily, a lot more easier than I thought it was, because I said it was going to be I had Devin Haney winning a very close fight, and that fight wasn't close. You know what I'm saying? That fight wasn't close. But
yeah, and then listen, then I'm just tired of people, right? Making excuses for him too. Oh, you say you gonna go out there and knock somebody out?
Well, back.
No, I'm talking about his fans. I'm talking about
no. I was gonna say, because I'm trying to keep it in order. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna let you cook, but I'm gonna let Coach. But one more thing I gotta say though, real quick, is that I do see flaws in Devin. You know what I'm saying? He only 23. I see still the same flaws that I talked about when they was talking about all the Gary Russell talk, right? And I have picked Gary Russell to beat him because I said he has certain flaws that he needs to work on. But at the end of the day, he did a great job, a great job. To beat a guy 10-2, 9-3, to me, that's great, especially a guy like Joseph Diaz, right? And he's only getting better. You know what I'm saying? He only getting better. So, Coach, I'm going to go to you. Then Batman, I'm going to go to you. And then I'm going to go to Bruce Goes and let him cook.
Now, first thing is, it's hard to knock out a thick neck fighter, especially one that got skills. Everybody can see, the way JoJo's built. It's hard to knock fighters out like that, just like Pitbull Cruz last night. Thick neck fighters are hard to knock out if they got skills. Now, the next thing is Devin boxed the shit out of JoJo. I don't know what everybody else was looking at. Now, JoJo, he made adjustments. I watched JoJo make adjustments. I just saw JoJo starting to try to walk Devin down. My problem with Devin is this, and it's not nothing about his skills. He make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody has a weakness somewhere. The problem with Devin is this. the shots that he did hit JoJo with real solid, it should have hurt him more. And the reason, when you're on this level, see, Devin is so young and he's fighting at a high level. He's a world champion. So you have to do everything in your power to improve. And that's the only problem that I have with him is his, especially since we talked to his father about getting with someone who's going to start building his strength. And that hasn't happened. And sooner or later, it may catch up to him. If he gets to the point where he has that strength and that real crack, we already told him about Blu-ray. Why not go that extra mile and get this man in your camp? Why not go? You see the results from another one of the top fighters in the world. You see the results when he's with this guy. The power transfers. So, and I told him, I said, can you imagine the skill that Devin has and can match it with that power? So that's my only thing, because he could have started turning the tables and started walking JoJo down or standing his ground even more to where he could have hurt him. Now he's young, he's starting to gain his man strength. We understand that. But if you put in the work with the right people, you can advance faster to where people are gonna be like, man, this kid hit hard. God damn, he's fast and he hits hard. So the program that you on obviously is not working, because we're not seeing that crack. The shit that he hit JoJo, because he hits JoJo with some hard shit, bro. Some really hard punches. But JoJo is, he is what he is. But I thought he easily won the fight. There was no problems with that. He won the fight. But I think that he could have got him out of there if he had that power. If he had that power, even though JoJo, like I said, is a thick-neck fighter, I really think he could have got him out of there from the shots that he hit. He didn't even cut his face up real good. You know what I'm saying? And from the punches he was hitting JoJo with, man, JoJo's face held up pretty good, and he's usually a bleeder, So, but he won the fight easy. He boxed his ass off, and he did what boxing is supposed to do, hit and not get hit. So he got, it is what it is. I'm good. I still got Devin over everybody. That's it.
Right. Hustles Holmes off in that super chat. What's happening with it, man? Appreciate you coming through, showing love. He say, who at 135 is knocking out top fighters? Why only Devin need to work on that power? And I'm gonna answer that, and then I'm gonna let Coach say what he got to say, and then pass it on. My thing is, I've always say is like, to me, he don't need to be a knockout puncher. Everybody's not a knockout artist, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's always improvement that people can, if you can improve on your power, that's cool, right? But the thing is like Batman was saying, they need to stop telling people, right, that we're going to go in there and knock this guy out. You need to look at who you are, right? I'm a boxer. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to box his head off. Me personally, I didn't hear when Bill Haney or Devin said that they were going to stop JoJo. I didn't hear that. But I'm hearing other people say that they said that. And I'm going to say this, like I said, when he was leading up to the Gamboa fight, right? In his other fight, they need to stop saying that they're going to knock everybody out, because that's not what he is. And especially going into a fight with a fighter like JoJo. Just do what you do. You're not a knockout artist. But is he a great young fighter that's continuously getting better? Yeah, he is. So,
Hey, Keon. There's one more thing I wanted to say. I see all of these people talking about, George Kambosos would destroy Devin Haney. Y'all saw George Kambosos against Teofimo, who looks like shit right now. So styles make fights. Don't fall for the hype. George Kambosos is a good fighter. Nobody said he's not. He isn't. But go back and watch his other fights. Teofimo was just overrated. He did something great by beating Lomachenko, who didn't start fighting until the last part of the fight. So don't act like not all of a sudden George Kambosos is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. He's not. He's a good fighter. But all of these fucking clowns that say, man, George Kambosos is a stop. That's a whole different fighter, bro. It's a whole different style. Devin Haney hands is fucking faster than both of them dudes. And he's longer than both of them. So don't start that bullshit, dumb motherfuckers on who on the internet, because it's dumb and it's stupid. This dude finally had a fight against a supposedly elite fighter, which I thought he was a good fighter, not a great fighter. He did something great, but all of this George Kambosos all of a sudden is this fucking, he's this world beater. And stop it. Y'all stupid. Y'all know nothing about boxing. That's it.
Right. I feel you. Batman, let me Batman go ahead and cook, and then we're gonna go to Bruce Gold.
The only Devin did good. I had a 9-3. I had a 9-3. And like I said, some of them shots that he got hit cleanly with when JoJo was throwing all that power, if that was a power puncher, he probably would. I mean, it showed in the Linares fight when it shows in the Linares fight that Linares ain't hit him with a hell of a sit down punch on his right hand. It was Linares hit hard, so he hit him with a flurry, and the last right hand touched them. So imagine if somebody that can really crack him on his chin. But you know what I'm saying? Here nor there, I'm just upset at they be talking about stopping. Even Tank don't stop talking about knocking people out, and he got the power to do it. Every time somebody asks Tank, he gonna knock him out. Oh man, we'll see. But Mr. Bill Haney and his father, oh, you getting stopped, man. We stopping you, and all right, cool. And then when it don't happen and somebody say something about it, somebody on the next channel, especially, you know, the good men in the LDBC, man, Devin's a boxer, and nah, that ain't the shit he was talking. You know what I'm saying? I be mad at the shit y'all be letting these niggas get over when they be talking how bad they gonna do a nigga and don't take the chance to do it. But I mean, Devin, in them later rounds, if he was talking about stopping JoJo, he supposed to been walking his ass down, touching him with them combinations and them hard shots, sitting down on that shit. And the reason why Devin Haney can't punch, because every time he tried to throw something hard, he trying to get the fuck out the way. That's why he can't fucking punch. Every time he throws something hard, he's trying to get the fuck out the way instead of catching the shit and coming back with another hard shot. But you know what I'm saying? And then they talk about what if he move up to 140? Oh, he move up to 140. You got people up there his size. That his length and shit won't even matter up there. His real skill won't have to come out. And there's some crackers up there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got on Devin Haney, man. But that was a hell of a fight. He displayed, hell of a boxing match he displayed Saturday night.
Right. Good shit.
Well, Bat, you know a lot of shit is psychological, bro. And you know psychological, because they thought JoJo was gonna come in there and just start doing like JoJo, high motor, throwing a lot of punches. And he was saying the shit, I guess, to say, you come on up in here if you want to, and I'm gonna crack your shit. Well, JoJo had a different idea. JoJo did a good job. He boxed. I mean, he lost on points. His reach cost him. Everybody saw that, you know. But
I mean, JoJo need to get rid of his father. That's what he needs to do. JoJo need to go to somebody with good. All right, you're not going to keep on sitting here in a high guard, standing straight up, and not be a fucking target.
Yeah.
That shit not going to work. Dog, you're going to have to move your head sometimes, bend your knees to get past that jab, to get past that length. It's just certain shit they ain't work on in the gym that I think JoJo would have worked on, he'd have been more successful. It'd have been an even fight. But just staying in the high guard and trying to punch out the high guard, that shit not gonna work. You make yourself more of a target.
Right. And let me get to the super chat. We got A-Rod 190. A-Rod. He says, you think Tank versus Haney will end up like Canelo versus Caleb Plant? And salute to you. I mean, that's a good question, man. It just they gotta fight, bro. I mean, it could. I mean, I don't. What I will say about Devin Haney, right? In the Tank Davis fight, a lot of people talking about that. It could end up one or two ways. Either Devin Haney boxes Tank Davis head off, but Tank can box too. You know what I'm saying? Tank can box too. I'm gonna just give my opinion, right? I'm gonna just give my opinion. Fuck all that other shit. I'm gonna just give my opinion. I got Tank. I got Tank in that fight against Devin Haney. And the reason I got Tank is because right now, if you ask me a year from now, I'll probably gonna have Devin. But right now, until Devin can clean up some of them flaws, you can't go and try to outbox Tank Davis, you know what I'm saying, for 12 straight rounds. He don't, and his defense ain't good enough to outbox Tank Davis for 12 straight rounds and just stay on the outside. You know, Tank Davis is gonna get in range because he can box too. Tank Davis can box too. And when he touched Devin, that's when, you know what I'm saying, all the questions gonna be answered. Can he touch Devin with some shit? And is Devin gonna be able to stand up to that? Now, my opinion is the same shots that Diaz was hitting him with, or the same shots that we've seen Devin get hit with by other fighters. If Tank Davis hit him with that shit, in my opinion, he gonna go to. So I think that will be the deciding factor in that fight. I don't think that he can stay away from. I don't think that Devin can stay away from him for 12 straight rounds. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if he makes certain adjustments that he needs to make, then yeah, he could outbox Tank and he could get a win over Tank. But right now, I would edge Tank, not by a lot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe by like maybe a 55-45 type fight. You know what I'm saying? 55-45, not by a lot, but I would edge Tank in that fight. But moving on. That was my opinion on that. Did you have anything else that you want to say before I give it to Bruce Goals? Batman?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay. Now Bruce Goals, the OG. I see you over there blowing big. What's going on, Bruce? What's your take on the
Devin over here? I'm getting. I'll tell you, man. This weekend, last weekend, blew the lightweight division apart. I mean, it showed that these four kings, four so-called kings. I mean, we had a revolution. One was dethroned. The other two were sitting on shaky thrones, and I don't even know what happened to the fourth one, man. But it just goes to show the parity that we have, and I think from the fight we had Saturday night with Haney and JoJo, I just think the inactivity of Haney shown, man. I think a fighter like that should be fighting 3-4 times a year, man. I mean, he has to develop. He has so much potential, and everybody was expecting power. I mean, you know, Joe Joe Diaz, he hung in there. You know, he made it a competitive fight. You know, he clearly lost the fight, but it wasn't. He had nothing to be ashamed of, man. You know, he's another name in the division, just like the fight we had last night, man. There's so much parity. The lightweight division is just wide open now. I mean, if you guys call me the OG, man. I don't know what a fucking OG is, bro. I'm just a fan that's been around for a while. Thank God I'm still alive, still watching fights. But bro, if you had a lightweight like the Roberto Duran in the division today, there would be no four kings. There'd be no pretenders to the throne, bro. I mean, we need some of these guys to shine. You know, Tank Davis is supposed to be a knockout puncher. Yeah, he had a 99% knockout rate before last night, and he was nailing. He was landing that left uppercut. Pitbull Cruz proved to be a pitbull. A lot of people thought he won the fight. A lot of people were screaming robbery, man. I thought Tank won a very close fight. It was it could have been a draw as far as I was concerned. But before the fight started, before the whole weekend started, I was expecting to see these guys showcasing these fights. I was expecting to see Tank go 3-4 rounds maybe. I was expecting to see Haney box JoJo's ears off. But it just showed, man, inactivity and fighters believing in their own hype. I just think that they have to all realize, man, that they have to sharpen their skills. And Haney, he's got to fight more often. He's got to develop power. Everybody says he's going to have man strength that comes along, man. I don't know about that, but I think the 35-year-old me would have kicked the shit out of the 22-year-old me. So that says a little bit about man strength there, man. But it was great for the lightweights. A great weekend for boxing. It's too bad that we couldn't have had Tank Davis and Devin Haney instead of having them fight different opponents. But we kind of saw the levels that they're at, and there's room for improvement. And what they have to do now is that they have to fight each other. And man, let's get an undisputed over here. Kambosos just he made a statement. He was at the Haney fight. Bro, I mean, Haney said, yeah, he'll go to Australia and fight him. Kambosos is let's take care of business and let's get the fight on. But that let's take care of business, and that's what stinks in boxing today. The business of boxing. Everything has to be approved, and it's foreign to me. It's not where I come from. I'm alien to the business of boxing. But man, I can't complain, bro. I saw some good fights. I saw a shakeup in the lightweight division. I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, man. Appreciate you having me on here, bro.
Oh, no doubt, Bruce Goals. And salute to you. And man, we got my man KP from KC 5 off in the building. What's happening with it, KP? What is your thoughts, KP, on the Devin Haney and Joseph Diaz fight? And before you get in, let me read this super chat real quick. My man Mox GF in the building. He say salute. He said Gary needs to move up to 135 and get busy. Man, I second you on that, man. I second you on that. Me and Batman was just actually talking about that last night. But so KP, you in the building?
Yeah, I'm here, G. I'm here, man.
What's your take on the Devin Haney and Joseph Diaz fight?
A good fight. Haney showed he got skills at that level. He can fight. It just shows you that those guys are a lot closer after seeing the Cruz and the Tank Davis fight. I don't know why everybody thought Tank was like this supernatural king or something like that.
And my bad, KP. I hate to cut you off.
Go ahead, you good.
Y'all get the likes up. Hit the like button. It don't make no sense that all y'all sitting around and y'all listening to this good boxing cooking and you don't hit the like button. Smash on the like button. Get the likes up.
Yeah, smash the like button, man. But what I was saying is Haney showed he got the skills. He controlled him with the jab. He controlled him with his length. He do got some things to work on. So does anybody else in the division. Nobody's leaps and bounds against the other guy. Like I've been saying for the longest, 135, they need to fight. We need to see those fights before them guys get to 30 years old or some shit like that. Because we've been waiting on the welterweights forever. And they just now kind of weeding that shit out. So we got Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson around the same weight, Chris Colbert, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. Shit, all of them is in the same area, man. So we need to see those fights. We don't need to see them keep fighting other guys. I don't got time to be waiting around and all that old shit. They need to fight. That's it. That's my thoughts on it. Haney can fight. We know he can fight. He proved it. He keep proving it fight after fight. But it looked like them guys on the other side and other guys, this other fighters is not going to fight him. So I don't know, man. Boxing is shit, man. They need to make some fights, man. Make the fights. I mean, I'm hearing Floyd make an announcement talking about if Canelo fighting on PBC, then he working for me and all this old goofy shit. Well, how y'all got money for Canelo, but y'all ain't got money for Tank Davis and Devin Haney? Right. But y'all ain't got money for Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, which is probably a fight that don't cost near as much as what they just gave Canelo, right?
Right.
They gave Canelo $40 to $50 million. I'm pretty sure it don't cost $40 million to make Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, bro.
That's a fact.
I mean, that's all I'm saying, bro. Make the fucking fights.
Yeah, man, I feel you. So, so we're gonna move into it. We're gonna move to Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. We're gonna move to Tank versus Isaac Cruz. Now, I hear a lot of people saying robbery, Tank lost. It's just a big uproar, like Tank. And this is the thing, right? And this is, to me, this is what a lot of it is about. A lot of people they used to see Tank Davis going in there and just running through everybody, stopping them, and that's what they used to seeing. Now that he went the distance, they're not used to seeing that. Now, this is an example. My cousin called me, you know what I'm saying? He called me up, and he the biggest Tank Davis fan. I'm talking about you can't tell him shit about Tank Davis. He coming here, Keto, he coming here sometime in the chat, and it's always something about Tank Davis. And he was always saying Tank Davis was number one fighter in boxing, number one pound for pound, this, and that. And I said, well, he ain't really fought nobody yet, so we don't know. I said, he hella talented. And so he always, Tank the best out of everybody, Tank this and Tank that. So he called me today, and he say, man, I don't know, Key. He said, man, I think Tank got exposed. And I said, bro, how he get exposed? I said, I didn't think he got exposed. I said, see, y'all putting too much. Y'all are putting him on the throne, right? Y'all put him on the throne without proving it. You got to beat the man. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. Stop putting these fighters on the throne, and then when they have a fight that y'all call a tough fight, then, they got exposed or they not as good as we thought they was. That ain't the case. What I saw last night with Tank Davis is I actually saw a lot out of Tank, even though I thought that he was going to go in there and he was going to get Cruz out of there within 4 rounds. Cruz, you know what I'm saying? He proved you got to earn respect. You got to prove certain things. He proved some things to me. He proved that he could take a punch. He actually proved that, you know what I'm saying, he don't take too many big punches. He's actually very, very defensively responsible. Even though he's a flat-footed fighter that's going to be right in front of you, he was very defensively responsible, right? He kept that phone right there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So he has good defense. He has real good tight defense. So Tank wasn't able to catch him with no real just solid shots. If y'all go back and look, Tank wasn't able to catch him with real solid shots. He was catching him with shots that was glancing off his glove, but Tank ain't never was able to catch him with just a shot that he didn't see coming and then just bam. Because see, what happens with Tank is he's just on a whole different level than all these other fighters that he get in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? They tailor-made opponents that are not defensively responsible. So eventually he catches them with that shot that they don't see, and they going to sleep. And I thought the same thing was going to happen with Isaac Cruz, but Isaac Cruz was very defensively responsible to where Tank couldn't catch him like he do these other guys. Now, also, it was a different stylistic matchup for Tank. Tank is usually used to punching upwards, right? He's usually used to punching upwards at his opponents because most fighters that he get in the ring with, they got the length advantage and they have height over him. Well, Isaac Cruz was much shorter than him. Isaac Cruz knew how to dip down, and so Tank is punching from a whole different angle than he's used to. That's one thing that made the difference in the fight. Now, what Isaac Cruz did very well is he was able to notice early on in the fight that he was much too slow for Tank. He was way slower than Tank. So he couldn't catch Tank with the shots up top. Tank was using his boxing skills. He was using his footwork that people didn't realize he had like that, right? And Isaac Cruz was headhunting at first, but he couldn't get him. So what Isaac Cruz started doing early on in the fight, he switched it up. He started going to the body. Every time he would attack Tank, he would attack Tank's body, right? If you too fast for me, if you're too fast, I can't catch you up top. Well, the body don't move. So he was catching Tank to the body with hard body shots, but he was too slow for Tank. Tank, you know what I'm saying? And they was both doing good work, but Tank was touching him up. You know what I'm saying? Tank was touching him up. Tank was boxing him beautifully. He couldn't catch up to Tank. Tank was turning him, using his footwork, and he was making Issa Cruz look very slow. Now, I don't know what these dudes is talking about. It was a robbery and they had Issa Cruz winning. To me, Issa Cruz only won 3 or 4 rounds in that fight. I had it 9-3 or 8-4. You know what I'm saying? If you had it 8-4, that was cool. I don't know what people was looking at to have Issa Cruz winning that fight or none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was missing most of his shots that he was going to the head with. He was hitting Tank with some hellacious body shots now, but we're not talking about all the low blows that he threw. I'm talking about this dude continuously hit Tank with low blows. Tank didn't complain. He ain't complained to the referee not one time. But the dude was hitting him all on his thighs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude was hitting him low all of the time. And like I said, you got to know what you're watching. Tank was outboxing him, just straight up outboxing him. See, people were looking forward to seeing Tank just go out there and get this dude up out of there. But Issa Cruz, he proved to me that he is a lot more defensively responsible, and he a little better than we thought he was. He didn't go in there to lay down. You know what I'm saying? Issa Cruz, he went in there to fight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gonna give me some, I'm gonna give you some back. And that's what he went in there to do. But he did some good body work. You know what I'm saying? He hit Tank with a few shots that I was like, damn, I know Tank feel that shit. If you see Tank's ribs and his body afterwards, his ribs his whole body was red. But if you look at Tank's face, he didn't have a mark on his face. Face looked like he hadn't even fought. And I was looking at the press conference afterwards, and one of the media men was just like, yeah, and the very, very tough fight that you had, you wouldn't expect it. And Tank was like, y'all thought that it was a tough fight? Y'all thought I was, and he was like, I could go another 12 rounds. He was like, I feel great. He was like, I'm not sore. He was like, I could go a whole nother 12 rounds. Now, I don't, of course he put some sauce on that, going the whole another 12 rounds, but he wasn't hurt like that. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't slowing down. I mean, his hand was hurt. You could tell. I seen in the corner when he started complaining about his hand was hurting, and Calvin Ford was telling him like, hey, fuck that. Don't worry about your hand. You can worry about the hand later. Now, it wasn't broke. So people saying that his hand was broke, his hand wasn't broke. He was able to sign autographs. He was moving his hand like that. He was moving with his hand. His hand was not broke. He hurt his hand. It's stingers that you get to where your hand is swollen and it's sore. But it wasn't broke. You know what I'm saying? So he still could use his hand, but some fighters have a higher pain tolerance than others. You seen Deontay Wilder, he actually had a very bad break. He broke his hand. After they pulled that glove off, Wilder couldn't move his hand like that. You know what I'm saying? But Wilder was still using it because he have a high pain tolerance. Tank Davis, like I said, some fighters have a higher pain tolerance than others. And yeah, it was bothering him. And then we seen towards the end of the fight, he just stopped using it. But he outboxed the shit out of Issa Cruz. To me, that wasn't no close fight. Issa Cruz did some work in that fight. He did some real good body work, but not enough to win them rounds. Like I said, it was 9-3, 8-4. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about when y'all saying Issa Cruz won. He didn't win that fight. But Coach, I'm gonna go to you.
I think he won a little more rounds than that. But the thing is, this was the perfect example for people that's casuals that styles make fights. This is a perfect example. Everybody think Tank can knock out fucking he can knock out Godzilla. Everybody think that shit. In boxing, it don't always happen. When you got guys that got skills, styles, he has perfected his style. That's what Cruz has done. He's perfected his style. And he protect himself very well. If people don't know, that kid protected himself. He, just like you said, he was very defensively responsible. And he landed some hard shots on Tank that we're not used to seeing. And he wasn't scared. You know, you got guys who's cautious when they fight in Tank. This guy wasn't cautious. I mean, he was cautious as far as keeping his upper body and his head movement, but he wasn't scared of Tank. He wasn't backing up from Tank. He was going forward the whole fight. No matter what, his facial expressions never changed. But styles make fights. You know, Tank got hit in this fight. It happens. It's boxing. So people have to understand, this is boxing. You're going to face opponents on your way up or on that level to where you're going to get hit. It's boxing. I don't care. You know, people act like this kid rocked Tank. The Tank got fucking dizzy and almost got knocked out. None of that shit happened. Now, did the guy land some good shots? Yes. Did the guy fight a good fight, which is going to bring his stock up? Yes. Did Tank win the fight? Yes, Tank won the fight. You know, but when a person has a knockout streak or knocking everybody out, there's fighters that you're not gonna knock out. It's just the way it is. It's boxing. Styles make fights, and that kid fought a good fight against Tank. That's it. Tank is he's not unbeatable. You know, just like they put all these fighters on these pedestals, like everybody saw Mike Tyson got knocked the fuck out, and he was supposed to be the best. So it happens. And but Tank won the fight. He boxed beautifully. He did what he was supposed to do to win the fight. That's the whole goal. Now, if you get the knockout, you get the knockout. You don't, you don't. I thought he fought a good fight. And
if I can add one thing to that too, where, you know, we're mentioning Haney's age, but I mean, Pitbull Cruz is only 23 years old too, bro. I mean, he's a prospect, bro. He was lucky to be there last night also, man. And he impressed, man. I thought he won quite a few more than 3 or 4 rounds in that fight.
Yeah, I thought he won more than 3 or 4 rounds. But like I said, it ended up what, 115, 113. So I can tell you, it was closer than what people.
It was 112, 116 twice, and 115, 113.
All right. So I mean, it was a good fight. Tank did what he was supposed to do. Pitbull Cruz has nothing to hang his head about. He fought a great fight. It brings his stock up to where he can make some more money and make a living. I mean, we got what we wanted. We wanted to see Tank in a tough fight. We thought this was going to be a cherry pick, which it ended up not being. Same thing happened last weekend. We thought it was a cherry pick. Well, I didn't, because I picked Cambosis. By the way, I had to throw that in, Key. But you know, it happens in boxing, man. I could tell you stories of a guy named John Duplessis. You know, he fought. He
Super D.
Yeah, Super D. Right. So back in the day when I first started going to the gym, and my brother told me, it's gonna be quick with this. I saw a little guy. We had went to a fight out here, and I saw a little guy from Mississippi. I forgot his name. Looked real good. He looked sharp. And my brother told me, he said, Troy, he's good. My brother was a coach also. You know, he said he's good, but he's not on that level yet. And I was like, man, that fucking guy can fight. That boy is good. He's this and this and that. Well, a few months later, he came down and he sparred Super D. And Super D literally beat the shit out of him because it showed good from elite. You know what I'm saying? And you never know you're elite until you get in there with another elite fighter. So styles make fights. Tank did what he was supposed to do. I'm not the type of person that says, man, Tank sucked because he didn't knock him out, and you know, he should have beat that guy easy. You're not the one up in there taking shots. You're not the one up in there seeing what he's seeing. You're not the one up in there making adjustments. But it's easy to say that when you've never been in the ring. It's easy to say that when you haven't seen fucking punches zipping by your head. It's easy to say that. So Tank did what he was supposed to do. That guy was stocky. He was short. He was strong. That guy is strong. So Tank did what he had to do. He tied him up when he needed to. We used to seeing Tank beat a bully. Well, sometimes the bully run into the bully. And his style is one way. That's it. He's going to try to bully you. So Tank did what he had to do. He adjusted. He boxed. He caught him with some uppercuts. He turned him. He threw his jab. He did what he was supposed to do. And he won. That's it.
Right. Batman, what's your take on the fight with Tank and Issa Cruz?
Man, I can't really lie, man. I only saw the first 4 rounds, man. I fell asleep. I had to get up and take my kids to school, man.
Okay.
So
you don't have to go back and watch it. You have to go back and watch it. Then we'll get your assessment on it later.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, let me get the let me go to KP and salute to Knockout Boxing 86 TV off in the building.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, bro?
What's up, Knockout?
Oh man, I'm chilling.
Yo, Keon, you can go ahead and pass me, bro. I didn't watch that shit.
You didn't watch it? You said
nope.
I ain't paid for it, but I watched it. Bruce Gold, it's on you, Bruce. What did you think about the fight, Bruce?
First of all, I was like everybody else, bro. I was expecting Tank to steamroll him. I was figuring 3 to 5 rounds. I thought it was going to be an early Sunday night. At first I was grateful that there was a fight on Sunday night, man. I got to shout out to Floyd on that one, bro. Spread it out over the weekend. Don't jam it all up on a Saturday night, so we have to switch back and forth. I mean, it was easy to stream, so thank the boxing gods for that. But man, I was into that fight last night, and I was watching that with some of my Latino friends, and they were screaming that the Pitbull Cruz was winning every round. And I'm saying, bro, you guys are too emotional for this fight, man. Look at what Tank's doing. Tank's going backwards, bro. Tank doesn't usually go backwards like that, but he's effective. He's sticking his jab out, man. He's making sure he's not getting hit. But you could tell Tank wasn't up to his old self, man. He wasn't down in the trenches, and like you said, he's fighting a shorter guy. Well, when has Tank fought a shorter fighter before? He didn't have that shovel uppercut. It wasn't landing where it was supposed to land. And Pitbull Cruz, he seemed to be stealing a lot of rounds, a lot of action. Maybe he wasn't hitting Tank all the time, but he was whacking him. He was hitting him to the body. He was coming upstairs with hooks. And, Tank was respectful, so Tank wasn't coming forward like he usually does. But, I gave Tank a very, very close decision. I thought it could have been a draw, man. Like I said, I was watching it with my Latino friends, so they were swaying me, man. I'm saying, man, you guys, this is not a 12-0 fight, bro. You got to pay attention to the fight, not the fighter, bro. But anyway, man, Tank won the fight, but there's so much parity, and they asked me if he wanted a rematch. He said, nah. He didn't want no rematch. He wants to move on, and there's a lot of money to be made. Let them fight each other. Let them sort out the lightweight mess. It's been a couple of years since we've been arguing about this. It's undisputed. It shouldn't take long, and the rest of the champions, they can go for it too, bro. I mean, we can get the Reggies on there. We can clean this light division up, man. We can make it a one king kingdom, as they say.
Yeah, and I mean, great assessment. And y'all hit the like button. Y'all get the likes up. Smash on the like button. We got my man Knockout. I mean, we got my man World Combat. He stepped in the building. What's happening with it, Scotty? Scotty, what's happening with him? Think you on mute. But
what's good, everyone? Salute to the panel. Salute to everything boxing. What's going on, Keon?
What's going on? We just cooking. Another day. Knockout. What's your assessment on the Tank Davis and Issa Cruz fight, man?
It's a lot, and I don't want to be long-winded. So first, I want to talk about robbery, right? So I'm hearing a lot of people talk about robbery and this has happened and Issa Cruz got robbed, and I just want to say, like, we gotta adjust some of our definitions of what a robbery is. It's like anytime somebody in a close fight now, people want to scream robbery, bro. Like, a robbery is what happened to Pernell Whitaker against Chavez, bro. That's a robbery. If y'all want to know what a robbery is, a robbery is what happened with Michael Fox versus Gabriel Mastery. That's a robbery, bro. A robbery is what happened with Robson Canseco versus Oscar Valdez before the fight and after the fight, bro. Those are what I would call robberies. That's the first thing. Like so let's stop. It was a competitive fight. I myself scored it 8 rounds to 4 for Tank. I could see 7-5 for Tank. But I thought it was a close fight. It's like anytime a lower level, I don't want to say lower level, anytime an unknown fighter is competitive in a fight against a star fighter, people that were rooting against that star fighter for whatever reason, they want to scream robbery. So I don't like that because it takes credit away from the fight and it takes credit away from Issa Cruz. Like, he put on a great performance. He did his thing. And he showed that he can be a problem at 135. But if you look at the criteria of scoring boxing, which is defense, ring generalship, clean, effective punching, like, there's no way he won more than 5 rounds off a Tank, bro. No way possible. So that's the first thing. Like, let's stop with the robbery. And then I'm hearing cherry pick gone wrong. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing cherry pick gone wrong. And it's like boxing fans are so extreme, bro, that it's like it got to be one way or the other. Either it's an outstanding and it's a great fight, or it's a cherry pick. There's no in between with some of these dudes. Whereas, like, it could be an okay fight to me. It could be a good fight, or it could be a great fight, or it could be a cherry pick. And so I think that definition needs some tailoring to some boxing fans. Like, for instance, I don't like Canelo Alvarez versus Laguna Beach Macadamia Nut. I hate that fight, but I'm not going to call it a cherry pick because he's fighting a champion, bro. I'll call it stat padding, right? I'll say you going up to get an easy 5th division title, but I'm not going to call it a cherry pick because he's still fighting a champion, bro.
I do.
Just like this fight, right? Like, Issa Cruz isn't a cherry pick. Is it a great fight? Nah, it's okay. It's all right. There's like 5 or 6 other fights I prefer to see Tank in, just like there's 5 or 6 other fights I prefer to see Canelo in. But a cherry pick, how the hell you cherry pick a fighter that's got 16 wins in a row, there's top 10 in damn near every sanctioning body? How the hell is that a cherry pick, bro? Like, if we want to know what a cherry pick is, I'll tell you what a cherry pick is. A cherry pick is fighting somebody like Avni Yildirim. That's a cherry pick. Somebody who ain't fought in 2 years, that's coming off a loss, that got his ass beat by the guy who got his ass beat by David Benavidez. That's a cherry pick, bro. Okay? Another cherry pick would be something like what we saw with Andrade versus Quigley, right? Quigley Wiggly at the Piggly Wiggly. That's a goddamn cherry pick. Fighting a dude that just damn near got his ass beat by Shane Mosley Jr., bro. Not the Shane Mosley that fought Floyd Mayweather. Shane Mosley Jr. almost beat the shit out of Jason Quigley, bro. That's a cherry pick, bro. Another cherry pick would be what we saw with Jamal Charlo versus Montiel, bro. That's a cherry pick, y'all. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, that's a cherry pick, bro.
Dude said Santiago who beat Bronner.
Yeah, like that's a cherry pick, bro.
That's like, a cherry pick.
We gotta stop with the just because we don't like a fighter or it's a popular thing to say. We gotta stop with that shit, bro. This was a tough fighter who proved to be tough. I had Tank knocking him out. You know what I'm saying? And unless you think Calvin Ford is a liar, which Calvin Ford has proven to be honorable, he's proven to tell the truth. Unless you think he's a liar, Calvin Ford would have you believe that Tank had an injury. But just like I'm not gonna give Teofimo any excuses and say, oh, well, he had asthma, or he did this, or he did that. I'm not gonna big up the win for Tank. Like, oh man, you see what he did with an injured hand? Like, no, he did what he had to do. He got the W. You know what I'm saying? But it don't make the win better because he was injured. But at the same time, like, it's a lot of shit that's going on with this fight that I'm not liking. Like, the word robbery, bro, it's real robberies out here that's happening in boxing that not enough people are talking about. So that's really all I got on it, bro. This wasn't a robbery. It was a competitive fight that Tank Davis won. It wasn't a cherry pick. You need to adjust the definition and realize what the word cherry pick means. I think I gave a few definitions of what really cherry picks are. And that's really all I got, bro. We own it this week. We got Lomachenko versus Comey. Can't wait to cover it. Can't wait to talk about it.
No doubt. Appreciate you. Let's go to my man, World Combat Sports, man. What was your thoughts on the Issa Cruz and Tank Davis fight last night, Scott?
Okay, first of all, I enjoyed the fight. You know, I pretty much thought Gervonta Tank Davis would go in there and not destroy, you know, Issa Cruz, but demolish his ass because he had the style that was tailor made for Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? He's a tank. His countering ability is respectable. You know what I'm saying? You salute him on the power that he has. But man, Issa Cruz, you know, gained my respect. Like looking at him fight before, I just felt like, you know, his come forward style, landing the overhand right, you know, seeing him dig to my boy Magnolino. I just felt because Magnolino stood there, which allowed him to really dig to the body and have success. But with Tank movement, he still was able to land some pretty solid body shots, man. He wasn't able to land that overhand right as much. Tank movement impeccable, but you know he won me over as a boxing fan. Issa Cruz, and what Tank did was what I expected him to do. I just thought that we would see at least one knockdown. I forgot what round it was, but it seemed like at the end of the round it was a knockdown, but the judge waved it off. I mean, the ref waved it off that it was a slip or whatever. But overall, I'm not getting into the semantics of each round, this, that, and the other, and get in depth. Like the fight overall, I thought it was the fight of the weekend. I thought that the language that was being used with a robbery was just biased as Mexican boxing fans. And that's not all Mexican fans. That's just the ones that paid to see Floyd Mayweather lose. And that shit is passed down to the next generation. Now that Gervonta Davis is beneath the umbrella of Floyd Mayweather, they want to see Gervonta Davis lose. And,
man,
you know,
big facts. Big facts,
yeah,
bro.
It's crazy how all this goes down. Like Gervonta, man, he's PPV. You know, people want to step in there with Mayweather promotion, but they stand.
You cut out, Scotty.
Floyd he's trying to get Tank Davis that A-level status. So when opponents come to Gervonta, they have to understand this man is on PPV. He's selling out arenas. He really don't care what titles you got. You have to be somebody with a notable name that's gonna put butts in the seats. And I think that's where they at right now. But I like this fight, man. Shout out to Issa Cruz for being a motherfucking bull. Like, goddamn, he was a bull in there. I told y'all he had a gas tank. But his gas tank and taking those counter uppercuts from Tank, he did very well. You know, I salute the young warrior. You know what I'm saying? But I also salute Tank. If he hurt his hand in the 6th and he kept on going, I salute him too. Because I already know he was a beast with it anyway. That's all I got, man.
Yeah,
before you go to the next one, Key, I was gonna, man, damn, I lost my train of thought. Never mind. That quick.
Hey, and man, like I said, Issa Cruz, he earned my respect because the one thing that I really noticed is how defensively responsible he is. Tank could never really catch him with just, you know, them clean uppercuts and them clean hooks like he wanted to, because he kept his hand up right there, you know what I'm saying? And he was rolling with those shots, and he was catching them shots. He was catching all Tank shit, you know. So Tank did hit him with some shit, but a lot of that stuff was bouncing off of Issa Cruz's glove, right? So that's the main thing that Issa, all that other stuff I knew. I knew that he was going to come forward, you know what I'm saying, go in there and throw big shots, go down to the body. But I didn't know he was going to be that defensively responsible like he was. And I expected, you know, him to go in there with his, you know, and get caught easy by Tank and go to sleep. But it didn't happen like that.
Key, that's what I was going to say, bro. This win for Tank, like, Issa Cruz is 23 years old. This shit got a potential to age like fine wine, bro. Because I'm telling you, like, he could fight. I knew he could fight before this. He was not nearly that defensively responsible in his previous fights, but he got better and he knew what he was up against, obviously, right? So I think this is a win. Like, Issa Cruz, man, who gonna keep him up off of him? If he was able to get the Tank with Tank power, who at 135 gonna keep him up off of him and making it a dog fight? So we gotta wait and see on this because we could look up 5 to 7 years from now and be like, damn, Issa Cruz, that's a damn good win for Tank Davis. He done went and did this, and he done went and did that. So I think that's something we gotta keep in mind too, bro. But that's what I was gonna say, man.
And salute to Kwame East, loyal to the game, boxing talk. Salute to my man Emmanuel H in the building. G5 Gabe. Who else I missed? Pigeon Mike Tyson. Who else I got in the building that I missed? Let me see. My man Crush the Legend. What's happening with it? Let me see who else I missed. Let me see. And salute to my man Drink More Water. And we got my man Emmanuel H off in that super chat. What's happening with it? He say salute. He say put some respect on dude name. Bro name pronounced Issa with the hey, he said Issa Cruz. He said, with that said, Tank displayed his boxing skills. Gotta respect his skill set, boxer and knockout artist, and a straight dog. And that's what I was actually gonna get to, back to what I was saying earlier. Knockout and Scotty and everybody on the panel, Bruce Goals and Coach. Like I was saying earlier, man, Tank showed me. Everybody is talking about what Issa Cruz did and all of that, but Tank showed me some things too. Tank showed me that he actually can go in there and he can box with Devin Haney and Vasil Lomachenko and you know, the boxers. He can box with them dudes because the way that he was displaying his footwork and how he was turning and you know, he was doing a lot of things that we don't see Tank do often, right? And how he was using the jab, and you know, he was doing a lot of things, man, Tank boxing wise, because we never really seen nobody go in there and just push Tank back like that. And Issa Cruz was the bully. He was the bully. He was coming forward. So Tank was fighting off the back foot, and he showed that he's able to fight off his back foot and use his footwork, and he has beautiful boxing skills. He showed that he's not just a man that has a little bit of boxing skills with a whole bunch of punching power, right? So he showed me if he can't knock you out, well, he still can go to another level. He can go to plan B and plan C. That's what I liked from what I've seen from Tank, right? And of course, you know, you have to earn my respect. And Issa Cruz, he did. He earned my respect because I think that even though he was less athletically, he was way behind Tank athletically and skill-wise and everything. He don't have the skills and the athletic ability that Tank does, but he showed me he has a very good ring IQ because, like I said earlier, when he knew that he couldn't catch Tank up top, what he started doing the whole fight, he was just going to the body, breaking, trying to break Tank down to the body, going to the body. Then he'll go to the head, go right back down to the body. And you know what I'm saying? That was great because he had sense enough to know I'm too slow. I'm too slow to get him up top. So I got to continue to dig down to his body. Eventually, I'll start slowing him down.
But Keith, it's not always it's that he's more athletic. It's his style. You understand what I'm saying? He's athletic for his style. Like when you saw him when he really wanted to get inside, he moved pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
He got inside pretty quick, bro. So it's not that he's way more athletic than him. It's just the fact that his style is different from Tank. Tank showed that he has boxing skills, which I already knew that. A lot of people knew that. But it's the style. His style is different. He got a Mike Tyson type style. He got a custom model type style.
See, I knew that Tank could box, but if you really go back, we ain't really seen Tank really have to box like that and display his boxing skills really like that since he fought that guy over in the UK. What was it? Liam, one of them Liam.
Liam something, yeah.
Since he fought that dude in the UK, and when he fought that dude over there, he displayed his boxing skills, right? But we haven't really. He still got the KO. He still got dude up out of there, but in the midst of that, he was displaying all his boxing skills. We haven't seen Tank Davis had to fight on the on his back foot pretty much a whole fight because Issa Cruz was coming.
Dude, strong, bro.
And you know what I'm saying? So I like that he showed a different. We got to see a different level. Liam Walsh, yeah, I knew it was a Liam something. I like that he was able to display, you know, different levels to his game. And to me, you know, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Tank ain't this and Tank ain't that." To me, you know, shit. He showed me that, you know, he can go in there, he can box with them dudes. Now I still got Shakur Stevenson. If Shakur decided to move up to 135, I got Shakur over all of them. I still got Gary Russell is a problem. He moved up to 135. I still got Gary Russell. You know, on any given night, he could beat all of them. So this is how a division is supposed to be. We used to seeing mismatches in every, you know, one fighter being able to run through everybody because the best never fight the best in certain weight divisions. This is how a division is supposed to be. It's supposed to be close like that. Now you hear people saying, well, I you know what I'm saying, Devin to get beat by Cambosos, or you have people saying you know, vice versa, or Tank could get it's supposed to be like that. Now,
and they all fight to prove who better. You sure right, bro.
And then they gotta all fight to prove who's better. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like that.
Let me ask you this, bro, because it's something that crossed my mind after watching the fight last night that I'm attempting to answer in my head, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. You first, bro. What who you think win between Issa Cruz and JoJo Diaz, bro?
Man, that's a good fight. A very stylistically fan-friendly fight, because they both kind of got that same style, even though they use it different. That's a good question, man. That's a fight that when the betting odds go out, I would bet on the draw just to, you know what I'm saying?
Just in case. Close.
I got JoJo.
You got JoJo? Okay.
Yep. I got JoJo. I got JoJo.
I don't know yet, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why I got JoJo.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got JoJo because he fought Devin Haney. It looks different, but because JoJo, he can box. He boxes better than Cruz, and he lets his hands go a lot faster on the inside than Cruz. Cruz throw a lot of hooks, left and right-handed. And I think JoJo's gonna hit him a lot inside. And JoJo he work his hands inside very, very fast, and he goes to the body real well. Now, will he get hit? Of course he's gonna get hit. But I think that JoJo's gonna.
They both got good whiskers for sure. They both can take a shot.
They both thick neck guys, bro. Yeah. They both got thick necks, bro. You know, so but I think JoJo has more skills than Cruz. I think that JoJo footwork is better than Cruz. I think JoJo experience level is higher than Cruz. So that's why I take Cruz. I take JoJo.
I think that's a true, if you want the definition of a 50-50 fight based off their performances this weekend, I think that's a true pick 'em fight, bro. Like if you get that one right, you can win some money for sure. That's a tough fight right there, man.
Yeah, it like I said, that's a fight you'll be, you know what I'm saying, smart to go to the betting books and bet on the draw, because that's a close fight right there. You got, you know what I'm saying, they both gonna go in and dig to the body. They both really short arms. I mean, hey, bro, that's a tough fight to pick. Even when you see JoJo and Javier Fortuna, how they was back and forth, and JoJo won clearly, but Isaac Cruz, he probably even more a little stronger, you know what I'm saying, because of the leverage he got, because he's so compact. He's so compact. He gonna push forward the whole fight. He not gonna get tired. He gonna continue to push forward, and Joseph Diaz gonna do the same thing. So that's a tough fight.
I think JoJo a bit too small for Isak, really.
Man, I know your boy came
small fighter.
He's bigger than Isak. JoJo's bigger than Isak.
Well, JoJo coming up from like 126 from back in the day.
Yeah, I don't see
JoJo's fighting more at his natural weight, man. Y'all look at them shoulders. Look how much JoJo's bigger than Isak.
You're right. So he was way better at 135 than he did back at 130.
And he's thicker than Isak, dude. JoJo's strong, bro. Telling you.
Now JoJo's strong, but the constant pressure. We saw the constant pressure from Haney, and we see the constant pressure potentially from Issa Cruz putting on JoJo. I just
that's
feel
the
like
pressure. Devin wasn't putting pressure like that. Devin was putting pressure at range. He wasn't putting pressure on the inside. That's the difference. JoJo's a great inside fighter. Isak is a good inside fighter. JoJo's a great inside fighter. That's the difference. And JoJo's strong, man.
I love to see that fight,
strong.
I wish I could see it, bro. It's a great debate. Don't get me wrong.
That's a fight that could possibly happen. I mean, shit, they should try to work on making that fight happen.
I just feel like, you know, if JoJo gas tank, pretty much he couldn't keep up the pace with Devin Haney. How he gonna keep up the pace with Issa Cruz though, man?
I didn't see where he got tired.
I actually thought JoJo was turning up at the end of the fight against Devin.
I didn't see that.
I thought he couldn't keep up the pace. I ain't saying he was, you know, crazy, obviously tired, but he couldn't keep up the pace to let his hands go. You know, punch for punch with Devin, he couldn't keep that pace up, man.
I think that JoJo looked good as far as like his stamina, his weight at 135. It looked more natural on him. You know.
Yeah, you're right, bro. And really, the main thing, you know, all these like Ryan Garcia, all these fighters is talking noise about Devin Haney's performance or Tank Davis's performance or something like that. How about one of y'all beat JoJo Diaz, man?
How about Ryan Garcia? How
about one of y'all beat Issa Cruz? Then?
Hey, how about Ryan Garcia shut the fuck up and fight somebody? How about that?
I'm gonna say them for tomorrow because I'm gonna cook their ass tomorrow. Rolly,
how about his bitch ass shut the fuck up? He backing out of 3 fights, costing promotion money. How about that, motherfucker? Shut the fuck up.
I agree with. I'm just saying they doing an awful lot of talking. They waited on Devin and Tank to look bad. Now they're doing a lot of talking, but it's like, yo, Ryan, are you sure you can beat either one of these dudes? Because I'm not so sure, bro.
Are you sure you're a boxer now anymore? Are you a boxer at all, motherfucker? Are you a boxer? Are you a pretty boy on the internet, or are you a boxer, motherfucker? You
talk to him, coach. Talk to him, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about? You have backed out of 3 fights, dude. Shit. Just be quiet until you come back. Don't say nothing else. Don't go cut your fingers off, bitch, and stop typing on the fucking Twitter. Shut the fuck up. Nobody want to hear from you, you fucking coward. You a fucking coward, dude. You are the fucking worst. I hate bitch people, bro. I hate bitch ass niggas, dog. Straight up. I'm not lying to you, bro. That's a bitch ass little dude. You run your fucking mouth in the background. You ain't nothing but a little fucking stalker, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. You're not fighting no one. Nobody. Every fucking fighter, every time you get a chance to fight a big fight, bitch, you clam up and act like a little bitch. Oh, my head hurt. I gotta go. My fucking pinky toe hurt. I need psychological help. Bitch, go get you some help. Shut the fuck up and don't say nothing until you come back and fight somebody. Because the dude
I would have knocked him out in 2 rounds. Good
fight.
But
you wouldn't have did a goddamn thing.
That dude is a clown, man.
He's a fucking clown. And people pay attention to that shit.
I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna get on him and roll the ass tomorrow. But right now, before we get up out of here, now to me, George Kambosos, right? A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people put George Kambosos the favorite to beat everybody. I don't agree because styles make different matchups. Now it seems like George Kambosos was kind of like going back on his word with Devin Haney. He to me seemed like that the energy was changing, right? I don't know who he gonna pick, but I'm gonna say this. I don't think that we see a fight with Tank Davis and George Kambosos. For one, is that ain't no way in hell Leonard Elby and Floyd gonna let Tank go out to Australia and fight George Kambosos. So we pretty much can that shit's gonna be off the table. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much off the table. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. And for 2, even though I think that Tank beats George Kambosos, I still don't think that Leonard Elby and Floyd Mayweather ready to put him in that type of fight to where it's a 60-40 or, you know, a 50-50 type of fight. I don't have a 50-50, but, you know, y'all dig what I'm saying. I don't think that Floyd and Leonard are ready to put him in a tough matchup like that, right? On paper, because Issa Cruz wasn't a tough matchup on paper. Nobody had Issa Cruz lasting 12 rounds against Tank Davis. So let's just keep it 100. I don't think that fight gonna happen. Now,
let me ask you this, Keon.
But we'll give me one second. Now, Vasil Lomachenko, I think Vasil Lomachenko, he might come in and steal the show. He might come in and steal the show. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really sound like they want to fight Devin Haney. I'm not talking about George Kambosos himself. George Kambosos' energy was changing himself, but his promoter, Lou DiBella, he don't want him to fight Devin Haney. Go listen to Lou DiBella talk. So Lomachenko,
you gotta understand why.
Lomachenko might creep in there. I know why. That's a bad stylistic matchup.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why. It's not even about the styles. It's not about none of that shit. Because Lou DiBella does business with Mayweather Promotions, right? They do business. So
right, I know that.
Right now, Leonard Ellaby, for some reason, him and Eddie Hearn got beef going on right now. Right? So Lou DiBella looking at the situation, and he's like, I do business with them. If I continue to do business with with Matchroom, it may be a problem down the road. Now, George Kambosos, I believe him. I believe he want to fight Devin. I don't know if it's going to be about his promotion company with Lou DiBella, but I think George Kambosos, he'll fight anybody. That's my belief. Now, can he beat everybody? I don't know. We don't know until they get in the ring. Is he a good fighter? Hell yeah, he's a good fighter. Can he beat these other guys? I don't know. He's in control. And to me, to be honest, he got a right to have that fucking fight in Australia. But Tank and that's not going to do that. See, Tank is on the Money Mayweather program. He's not on the Pretty Boy Floyd program. Tank Davis is on and it's disappointing. It's very disappointing because when I watch Nose talk, when I watch Leonard Ellaby talk, it's all about numbers. It's all about money. It's all about business. It's never about the fans, ever. They could care less about the fans. They know that Tank Davis is gonna put asses in the seats. I don't care if he fight motherfucking Goofy from Disney. He gonna put asses in the seats.
Big fact. So, that boy had the All NBA first team in his fight last night, bro.
Right. So they could care less because they cater to casuals. They don't cater to true boxing fans.
Yeah, and I've been saying that. They you know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna put him in the ring with a fighter on the caliber of George Kambosos on paper. I'm talking about on paper, or right. One of these tough fights that's gonna be a 60-40 or 50-50 or 45-55. They're not putting him in that type of fight because they know they don't have to. They know that they can sell out an arena with put him in there with some bullshit that nobody knows, and they can sell that to you. So right. They know that. So I don't see him in George Kambosos. I don't see that fight going down. I also don't see Devin Haney in that fight going down because he got a lot of influence with his promoter, Lou DiBella, behind the scenes. Don't want that to happen. And so, like I said, don't be surprised if Lomachenko come and steal the show. Don't be surprised.
I think it's either gonna be Tank or Loma. I think they'll make that fight for Tank.
Tank ain't happening. That ain't gonna happen.
That's not happening, bro. I don't think Tank.
They're not sending him to Australia, Jack. It ain't happening.
Lou DiBella, y'all, as y'all said, he do business with him. If Tank is the only way to get that pay-per-view bag, bro.
I just feel
ain't no way in hell Tank is going to no Australia.
I think they'll be able to get Kambosos to stay here, bro, for the right amount of money.
I don't know about that, man. He's pretty intent going over to Australia in front of his dang hometown. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he said it was all about clearing up the confusion with Devin Haney, but it seems like he had to wait for Vasil Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He have to wait till he fight. Why you got to wait till he finish this week for you to decide on Devin Haney? You said you was all about clearing up the confusion. So go clear out
the WBC.
Get the last belt.
The WBC, they already showed what they doing. They can't enforce a mandatory on Kambosos because he the franchise champion. So the WBO, correct, they can enforce his mandatory, or the WBA can enforce his mandatory. So it's either gonna be Tank or Loma, bro. I hate to say it because I wish Devin Haney would get that shot. I want to have this whole shit cleared up with the franchise belt and undisputed and all that shit. But based on what the sanctioning bodies can do and based on how the business of boxing work, it's either Loma or Tank, bro. It's gonna be either one of them. And just like y'all saying Tank won't go to Australia. I don't know if Bob ever gonna send Loma to Australia either. I think the fight if it's a big fight like that, one of these other stars, it's gonna be here in America, bro. But it's gonna be
Bob
one
Arum,
of them.
but Bob Arum, he's done business in Australia before. Also, remember Teofimo Lopez was talking to before when this is when Top Rank was still, you know what I'm saying, in it. Teofimo Lopez was talking about, you know what I'm saying, going when he was still before he had did all that Triller shit. Remember, they was talking about Teofimo and Kambosos fighting in Australia anyway. So he do business in Australia. I don't see Tank Davis. I don't see that fight happening. And like I said, it's not even, it don't even have to do with him going over to Australia. They're not going to put Tank in the ring with somebody on that caliber yet. They're not. They're telling you they're not. So, you know what I'm saying? And then also they telling you they don't give a damn about them belts.
Nope, they don't.
Damn sanctioning fees.
And
that might be right. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking because I want to see big fights.
I don't see that fight. I think it's going to be down to Devin Haney and Lomachenko, but I think Kambosos wants to fight Devin Haney, right? But he's starting to change his energy because of the influence that he has. He got Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella came straight out and said that, you know what I'm saying, he don't want a Devin Haney fight.
He said he wanted Tank.
Yeah, he said he wants Tank. But does Tank, does Leonard Ellaby and Floyd want to put Tank in the ring with George Kambosos? I don't think
see
so.
Why not. I don't see what more he need to show him. What more?
You
what more can he show?
You want to know why I knocked out? They not listen. Just like I said, and if I was George Kambosos, I wouldn't move off my square either. The next fight needs to be in Australia, and that's
it.
I agree. The man came over here to New York.
Tank is not. They are not sending Tank overseas, where if that shit go to distance, there's a possible chance he can lose. It's not gonna happen. Tell you right now, Tank is an American.
That Jeff Horn Manny Pacquiao shit. But I just hope I ain't mad at either fight. My first pick will be Devin Haney, but I don't think he's gonna get it. My second pick will be Tank and then Loma. I'm cool with Kambosos fighting any one of the three, and then hopefully the other two fight each other. But that's in the knockout world. I know that ain't the real world, but
I'm gonna tell you what might happen. What might happen? This motherfucker I was just talking about, he might land that fight because George Kambosos said he want to fight Ryan, so he might land that fight.
I mean, that's what Gervonta wanted at one time too.
Huh? What you say?
Gervonta wanted that fight too at one time, so it's not far fetched that Kambosos might want Ryan too.
You know, he know that's an easy win. I think Kambosos is gonna beat the fuck out of Ryan. To be honest,
whoever get a hold of Ryan Garcia that can fight.
But it's Golden Boy. We know how Golden Boy carry their fighters. Is Golden Boy willing to let Ryan go over there?
But Ryan is a fucking see the problem with Ryan. He's a promotional nightmare.
Over there.
He's a promotional nightmare. You understand? And at this time, at this point, if I was what's his name, Oscar De La Hoya, I wouldn't give a shit because you're a promotional nightmare as it is. So throw his ass in the hot water. Throw his ass, let him go to Australia. Because he's not making you no money right now. He's sitting on the fucking sideline running his mouth. That's all he's doing. And he done backed out of 3 fights. So fuck it, put him out there. He now have a good relationship with Oscar anyway. So let him go fight Kambosos.
Right. And man, I'm gonna get ready. We've been in here for over 2 hours, man. I'm gonna get y'all last words, and and we're gonna wrap it up. Scotty, man, let them know where to find you at. Let them know when you're gonna be back on, and give me your last words, Scotty.
Man, y'all know where I'm at. World Combat Sports. You know, stop in if you feel like it. If not, it's all good. Hey, it was a good weekend of boxing, man. At least we was able to see the lightweight division, you know, kind of do the process of elimination on who might be the last two standing. You know what I'm saying? We have the final one with Lomachenko and Comey this weekend. So hopefully in about 3 weeks, we try to determine if Kambosos is going to fight, you know, an opponent for to clear up all the confusion. Because I just want people to keep the same energy they gave Tio. I don't want to hear nothing about no mandatories. You know, Tio fight is mandatory. He say he should be fighting Devin Haney. So push for Kambosos to fight Devin Haney if y'all feel that's the proper road and avenue for lightweight supremacy. You know what I'm saying? If not, we'll just see what we always see. You know, the best not fighting the best, and whoever they choose. I just look at it like this. I can't understand at this point why Devin Haney is being booed as much. I don't know why the fans are turning on him, why he's blacklisted. Fighters are ducking him with ease and comfort. They're not even having no remorse. I don't know. He got a long road. They need to find someone with their PR team and get them fans on track to support him. I don't know what else to say, man. The way they was booing him walking out to the ring, I just knew the aftermath on how they assessed the fight. It wasn't going to be any different. You know, they saying the man's not exciting. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. I thought he fought a very disciplined and technically sound fight as he always do. And he was just in there with a tough JoJo Diaz. JoJo never been down, never been stopped. I mean, come on, man. Dude was tough, just like Issa Cruz and Gervonta Davis. Right. So shout out to the lightweight division. Keep on doing what you're doing. Ryan Garcia, fuck him, man. I ain't got no respect for that ducking ass motherfucker. He the one got on Mike Tyson podcast and talking about your career will be forever tainted if you don't take this fight. And then he duck up out that bitch talking about he fighting Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach. Shout out to Everything Boxing. Y'all continue to tune in to your boy Keon. That's all I got.
And when you going live next?
You know, with me, man, it's fight week. I'm about to be in NYC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you going out there to cover that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm going out there to cover Mike, but also, you know, I'm gonna be able to get all those drops out there, man. Yes, Jared Anderson already on deck, and Keyshawn Davis and his brothers are already on deck.
Hell yeah. Well, so y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to World Combat Sports. Y'all already here. He got smoke coming for y'all this week. And Coach, before we get up out of here, man, what's your last words?
And I just want people to understand that styles make fights in boxing. You're not gonna always get knockouts. You got guys that's coming up that you may have never heard of that's really good, that can fight. Give you a perfect example, who I think at 140 is gonna give people a problem. He missed weight this weekend, which that's a disappointment. But that guy can fight. Montana Love can fight, and he got cracked, partner. So you never know, man. You never know when a guy steps into the ring. You may think it should be an easy win, but it don't always turn out. For the last 2 weekends, we saw that. So shout out to you, Key. You too, Scotty, bro. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. I appreciate it, bro. I just wanted to get that out there, bro. I still got Devin over everybody, and I got Benavidez over everybody at 168.
Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody that hopped on the panel, everybody in the chat. Make sure if you ain't hit the like button, make sure that you hit the like button, sub to the channel if you haven't subbed to the channel yet. And like I said, appreciate everybody that came through. Y'all already know how it is. Another great show. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone. I appreciate y'all. Smash on that like button before you leave out.